Hey everyone, welcome back to Phone a Friend News with the Ambassadors of Gaming. I am one of your two hosts, Ambassador Chris,
And I'm Ambassador Michael.
and we're gonna try this. Oh, I just knocked the camera twice. Oopsies, sorry. Um, we're gonna try this a little bit differently today, where I'm just gonna have. Okay, I worded that wrong. Mike has the news and I don't, and I wanted to do it this way just because it'll make my reactions and my how I feel about it more genuine because it's the first time I'm hearing about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and give it a try. Mike says he has definitely something that I will find interesting, or something that I might find interesting, and something that I'm going to be very sad about.
And I'm going to start off with the very sad news first. And
Sure.
before this sad news, I would like to just have a moment of silence.
Wait. Before we do this, also one more thing to keep in mind. My internet here is. I knocked the camera again. My internet here right now is extremely bad, and you won't be able to tell it from the Skype call, but I'm having some trouble understanding Mike. So keep in mind that if I say what or why or what are you saying or your feed froze or something. So remember.
Anyways, now I'd like to have a moment of silence for the 360.
Okay.
Okay, this moment of silence is over. Now I'd like to say, rest in peace, 360. The Xbox 360 is no longer in production. Microsoft is no longer producing them.
Aww.
Yep. Phil Spencer wrote an Xbox blog post, and he says that the decision was made due to the realities of manufacturing a product over a decade old. They said that the 360 owners have spent 78 billion hours playing games and 25 billion hours within apps. Netflix. So they said that even though they're discontinuing the 360, that's all 360s by the way, not just the old one and the Slim, that they're going to continue keeping Xbox Live on the 360 up. The Xbox Store is still going to be up. And as far as we know right now, you'll still be able to get new games on the 360. Hopefully they're not just sending it out to sea and saying goodbye.
Okay, I understand. So right now, this is more of a like most likely once you're there all out of new ones, they will only sell used ones. Um,
Yes. You.
it doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't really bug me because the one's been out for what almost 3 years now or four. I don't even remember.
The PS4 and the Xbox One have been out 3 years in November, I think.
Okay, so we're well into this generation. We're well into the this isn't next gen gaming anymore. It's current gen.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people thought of them as next gen consoles, but it's the current generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the 360 isn't by any means a bad console. The 360 delivered a lot of fun gaming. It was the console that really got me into gaming.
That was the
Before
first.
that,
It was.
before that, I would just play a few Game Boy games here and
Uh-huh.
there, but the 360 with Call of Duty World at War was what got me into gaming.
The last generation had a lot of good games. Xbox had a lot of good games. PlayStation had a lot of good games. I have good memories with the 360. 360 and I had good times. I'm
Really? Because
sad.
I'm only remembering bad memories with your 360.
You take the good with the bad, alright? Every relationship isn't perfect. Me and the 360, we didn't have a perfect relationship, but we made it work, alright? I like the 360 a lot. It's a good, solid system. I'm kind of sad that it's not being produced anymore, which means in like 10 years it's going to be considered a retro console, and that's going to make me sad.
I've already told in the stream what happened to my Xbox 360 Slim. Um, but before the hard drive burned up like a collapsing star, um,
It just
um,
fried.
right, it just annihilated. I was lucky the console itself was still okay. So I was just so angry that I just went and turned it in. But the console itself never faltered.
The 360 was solid. Not the original 360. The original 360 had its problems. But the Slim, I don't remember ever hearing about major problems with the Slim. Slim was a good system.
I remember the big identifier was because they had that red ring problem
Hmm.
with the very first iteration. And you don't really see that one around anymore. It only has one really subtle difference from the generation after it.
Hmm.
The disc tray was no longer silver chrome.
Yeah, I had one of the silver chromed one.
No, those were the ones that had the potential risk of red ring, and then after that they came out with the white ones that had the white disc tray.
Hmm. I had one of the chrome ones. It sucked.
Mm.
It sucked because the disc tray, the original 360s also, at least mine specifically, if you left a disc inside of it and say, you left a disc, you're taking your console to your friend's house, it would scratch the shit out of your disc. And if you left the disc in, you couldn't leave it vertical. If you left it vertical with a disc in, it scratched the shit out of your disc too. That shit sucked. I ruined like 4 games.
This is the difference, viewers, between Mike and I. I don't. I mean, I do leave discs in, but whenever I go to clean my consoles, because I do it a lot because they gather dust,
Hmm.
I take the discs out and power them down properly.
But you don't ever have your system standing vertical either, do you? Your system was always
I wanted
flat.
to. I had my white 360 standing for a little while.
Yeah, that when I did that, it scratched the shit out of my discs. So that's why I left it sitting down. Every console I've had is like that. Every one I've ever had, if I put it vertical, it scratches my disc. I'm like, fuck this. So I just don't put any of my shit vertical anymore.
Good times.
But the 360 was a good thing.
360 was a good thing, and it's still a good thing. It's just
Yeah.
it's come to that time where that generation it's now previous generation.
It's done. It had its time.
It had its time, and
It did good.
it'll probably have a pretty decent afterlife too.
Yeah, probably. So we're gonna move on here now. Now this one is one of those things where I'm just taking it out of my personal vendetta kind of shit. I really like Dragon Ball Z, alright. So this next story is about a Dragon Ball Z game. This Dragon Ball Z game it's not a Dragon Ball Z game, it's just a Dragon Ball game. But it's called Dragonball Fusions. And it's RPG, coming to the 3DS. But guess what? It's not coming to America, because Bandai Namco fucking hates us. Just kidding, they don't hate us. But give me a
Because Bandai Namco hates us.
please, give us more games, Bandai. Fuck me. No, but it's are you familiar with how fusion work in Dragon Ball? I'm sure you've seen the memes. They do a dance and then
The
when
fusion.
they dance, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the show, there'll be a reason why I'm explaining all this. They had to be similar height and similar body structure for it to work. So only a few characters could do it. So we only ever saw 2 or 3, I think.
I only saw Gotenks and Gogeta.
Yeah, Gotenks, Gogeta, and I think there was another one. I think there was a... Oh no, that was the Piccolo shit, my bad. Those were the only 2 we really ever saw. There's more mentioned, but we never see them. But this game is based around that concept. And instead of it being that they have to be the same thing, the same body type and structure, now the correlations are pretty much anything. Like the examples they have here are Goku and Broly confused together, young Goku and Krillin, Gohan and Krillin, Piccolo and Krillin, and it is coming out in Japan only for now. But please, Bandai, I really like Dragon Ball. I really like a lot about Dragon Ball, and I'm kind of sad that this isn't going to be here, especially because it's an RPG. Like, Dragon Ball RPGs don't come out almost ever. Like, the last one that came out wasn't really an RPG. It was just a standard fighting game, which was fine. It was a good game, but, like, I want to get, like, Goku's Legacy kind of games again, because those were my favorite games. Like, you actually did shit other than just fighting shit. So, yeah. I hope they do that. It looks really cool. but we probably won't see it, especially because Nintendo likes to region lock their systems. So I would have to go buy a Japanese 3DS, which I'm just not gonna do.
Yeah.
Not for one game, and
It's
I won't
not
be able
worth
to
it
read
for
it.
one game.
No. So there's that. Now I'm gonna tell you about that interesting thing. That thing I think you will find interesting. Do you remember the game Song of the Deep that we were talking about a while ago that GameStop announced?
The game
Song of the Deep, I think it is called.
Song of the Deep?
Song of the Deep, I believe is what it's called.
I don't exactly
Yes,
remember it. Can you
Song of the
remind me?
Deep. It is it's a game that GameStop is publishing, made by Insomniac. GameStop's actually publishing the game, and they're getting exclusives to the retail release, but it'd also be released digitally. So GameStop's basically giving Insomniac a bunch of money to make this game for them.
Okay.
Now, they have instead decided that they are just going to make a publishing company. So GameStop
Oh.
is going to be making their own games now, basically. They're going to be paying other people to make their games for them, which could work because then they have retail exclusive. Kind of a dick move, like fuck you Walmart, but Walmart's not going to hurt if it's missing out on games, let's be honest. So they announced some partnerships with some other studios. And so the publishing company is called Game Trust, which is a strange name for a publishing company, but do what you will, you're a multi-million-dollar corporation, what do I know? And then here are the developers. Holinsky, the studio that created Trine. I never played it, heard good things. Ready at Dawn, which created the PSP God of War games. Madrid Studio Tequila Works. And Insomniac Games. So they have two games with Insomniac. They have Song of the Deep and then an unannounced game. So they are going to... Yeah, they're going to be making their own games now. Basically. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's a good idea. Because then they got exclusives.
Yeah, but we'll see how, sometimes, we don't really know how good those games are going to be
Sure.
or how successful they're going to be, so don't you count your chickens before they hatch.
Exactly. It's possible that they could all be bad games, but I don't think they will, to be honest.
No, I doubt it. I'm sure that when they did this in the first place or even discussed it, they brought on some experts or definitely some business people who have experience in the gaming industry and
Yeah. Well, they work with publishers all the time, too.
Yeah.
To get the exclusive content they get, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they have a general idea what they're doing. And then the last thing we have here is, this came out a while ago, or I've been hearing about this a lot, so I put it in here. Red Dead Redemption 2. The map has supposedly leaked. Have you at least heard of Red Dead Redemption?
No, Mike. I've never heard of Red Dead Redemption.
I don't know. I don't know what you have and haven't heard of. I assumed you hadn't played it. That's why I was asking. So it's been rumored that they were working on a sequel for a really long time, but they have put up this map now that people are believing to be the new map for a Red Dead sequel. Well, it'll be the third in the trilogy. There's Red Dead, I forget what the first game is, then Redemption, and then this one will be the third. It's quite a large map. The first Red Dead was huge. Like all Rockstar games. The map was just ginormous, and there was no fast travel. You could only go by horse, which is way worse than driving a car in GTA. It takes fucking forever to get anywhere. So, in this article, they asked if it's photoshopped or if it's real, and according to Tech Radar, they say that they have a source close to the development of the new Red Dead game, and that the map is properly legit, and also a very recent art direction map. So it looks to be real from what we're saying, but it's rumors. You never know. Especially
Can hope. I mean, a lot of people. I can tell you, I'd like another one of those.
that game was awesome. A lot of people have been waiting for that game for a long time, but that's just how Rockstar works. They come out with a game every couple of years, and the games are huge. They sell a lot, and it works. So hopefully, I mean, we'll find out if it's close to being done. We'll find out at E3. If it's not close, we ain't gonna see it for another year. So, and I have no idea because GTA 5 came out 2 years ago, I think. The original one, not the new generation one. So, yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, if they were working on it while they were working on GTA, which they usually do, they usually have two teams doing shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, I hope so. Hopefully we see it soon. I like it a lot. And that's it. That's all we got for news.
That's all.
This was actually really short. I was expecting it to be a lot longer.
Did it make you sad?
It made me
Too
sad.
bad. What you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Tell Microsoft, don't cancel the 360. We love the 360. Just kidding.
Cancel your face. It makes me think of that Jack's Films Steve Jobs video with the
Oh yeah. So
with introducing the iPad. Hey, I reinvented the phone. Now why don't you sit the frick down before I reinvent your face? And then the caption comes up on the screen. He'll do it too.
Dude, that guy's really funny. He cracks me up.
He's really good. He did an Apple Watch ad and it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I did see that one. I saw the SE one. That one was funny too. I was looking at this because I saw how short the time was. So, do you care if I talk about one more thing?
Talk about what?
One more article?
Sure.
It's very short. So, this was the other day, Wednesday. No, what's today? Wednesday. So, this was like Monday or Tuesday, probably. Fuck, it might have been Saturday. Let me get the specifics here before I fuck this up. So, yeah, 3 days ago. So, this speedrunner named Darby, and he was streaming on Twitch, and he was playing the original Super Mario Brothers, and he was just trying to match the speedrun record, which was 4 minutes, 57 seconds, and 41 minutes. Is the 42 milliseconds. I'm sorry, I can't fucking read. Was the current time. And he beat it by... What did he beat it by? 0.0007 seconds. Yeah. He beat it by, like, the smallest fraction amount of time. It's really interesting because, like, I was watching him play it, and he's all... he's just running through the game. He's just bored as shit. You know, he's having a good time. And, then when he completes the final level, he just looks at the time and he's like, he just freaks the fuck out. It's great. I watched it and I was like, damn, that dude should be stoked as fuck. He just beat the world record. Live.
By a fraction of a second.
By literally a fraction of a second. Let's see. His new best time in the new world record rests at 4 minutes, 57 seconds, and 0.26 seconds. 0.260 seconds. Which means the speedrunner has near robotic levels of reaction time and an absolute zero margin of error. He made every jump that he needed to make without fucking up once.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. It's even more impressive when you actually like watch the video. Like, it's impressive to see, but he runs through these levels and he just goes doot 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 doot, and he's just
Maybe
fucking gone.
Look that up.
It's very interesting. And it's like, I was expecting the dude to like freak out and start cursing, and he didn't. He was like, I think he said like holy heck or something like that. And I was like, dude, I'd be freaking the hell out. I'm like, holy shit, I just beat the world record.
Yeah. You just get up and start freaking out.
I mean, he did do that, don't get me wrong, but he did it in a way more humble way than most of us probably would have done. It was really cool.
But anyway, now that we're done talking about horrendous speed records, go ahead and check up on our channel every now and then. We try and do this at least once a week. I just hit the camera again.
You're just not getting good with the camera today.
I'm really not. I've got a camera arm coming though, so hopefully this stand won't get in the way.
That would be cool.
But make sure you check up on us every once in a while. You may like what you find, but we're gonna get out of here. I am Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Michael.
And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.